Exercise 16 on the page 61. Give the decimal number of the following fractions. So بهذا السؤال مطلوب انه يكتب هدول fractions as a decimal numbers. First of all, the fraction should be a decimal fraction. That means the denominator of this fraction is 10 or power of 10. So in the first part, it could be directly turned into decimal number. In part B and part C, we have first to find the decimal fractions that are equivalent to these fractions, then turn them into decimal numbers. So 7 over 10. If we want to write this fraction as a decimal number, over 10, 1, 0, that means one decimal digit. So 7 is the decimal digit, so it's 0.7. Here we have two decimal digits, since we have two zeros, so it's 0.45. And then here we have three zeros, that means three decimal digits, 1, 2, 3, it's 6.475. 18 over 1000. Here we have three decimal digits, so it's 1, 2, 3 decimal digits, and we put the decimal point right here, and we start filling from the right. So we have 8, then 1. Here we have nothing, so there are zeros, so we put 0 here and 0. And then 65 over 10 could be written as a decimal number, so 1, 0, 1 decimal digit, so it's 6.5. So these are pretty simple. For the next exercise, we have first to turn this fraction into decimal fraction. So 1 over 2, we have to turn it first into decimal fraction. 1 over 2, so 2 could be written as power of 10. We multiply it by 5. 2 times 5 is 10, and then we have to multiply the numerator by 5 also. So we have 5 over 10. And then we write 5 over 10 as a decimal number, which is 0.5. And then we have 7 over 5. So it's clear that we multiply 5 by 2, then we do the same for the numerator. 7 times 2 is 14, 5 times 2 is 10, so one decimal digit, which is the 4, so 1.4. 13 over 4, so 4 is multiplied by 25 to get 100, and then we have over 100, and 13 times 25 is 325, and here we have two zeros, so we have two decimal digits, so the decimal number is 3.25. So in this case also we have 13 over 12 over 2, so it's multiplied by 5. So here we have over 10, here we have 50 plus 15, that means 65, so it's 6.5 since we have one decimal digit. And then 1 over 8, 8, here to have a decimal fraction we have to multiply 8 by 125 to get 1000, so we have 125 over 1000, 3 zeros, 3 decimal digits, that means 0.125. So in part B, in part A we multiplied directly without reducing or simplifying the fractions. In part B we have to simplify the fraction first. So here we have 15 over 24. So it's easier to simplify this fraction. We know that 3 is the common divisor of 15 and 24. So we divide both terms by 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5, and 24 divided by 3 is 8. And now we know that we multiply 8 by 125 to get 1000, and then we have over 1000, and 5 times 125 is 625. 3 zeros, 3 decimal digits, so it's 0.625. Here we have 175 over 125. So we could simplify, or we could directly multiply by 8. So let's simplify first. 175 over 125. So we want to find a common divisor. Both of them end by 5, so both of them are divisible by 5. So here we have 175 divided by 5. 17 by 5 is 3. 25 by 5 is 5 over 12 by 5 is 2, and 25 is, and then we have to divide another time by 5, or we could multiply by 4. 25 divided by 4 to have 100. So let's divide by 5. So 37 divided by 5 is 7, and 25 divided by 5 is 5. And this form is the simplest form of 175 over 125. And now we could turn this fraction into a decimal fraction by multiplying 5 by 2. 5 times 2 is 10. So here we have 14 over 10. So to write it as a decimal fraction, we have 1 0, 1 decimal digit, so it's 1.4. And then here we have 18 over 40. 18 over 40. So these are both even numbers, and they could be simplified and divided by 2. So 18 divided by 2 is 9, and 40 divided by 2 is 20. So there is no common divisor of 9 and 20, so 20 should be multiplied into a power of 10, which is 100. We multiply by 5, and then we multiply 9 by 5. 9 times 5 is 45 over 100. So we have 2 zeros, 2 decimal digits. 4 and 5 are the decimal digits, so the decimal number is 0.45. And then we have 44 over 20. We could divide by 2 both terms since they are even numbers. 44 divided by 2 is 22. 20 divided by 2 is 10. And we could write as, here we have 1 0, 1 decimal digit, so it's 2.2. Here we have 124 over 32. They are both even numbers and could be divided by 2. So 124 divided by 2 is 62 over 32 divided by 2 is 16. Also, they are decimal fractions and they are even numbers and could be divided by 2. And here we have 32. 62 divided by 2 is 31 over 8. So this fraction here is non-reducible, so we have to turn it into a decimal fraction, so we multiply by 125 to get 1000. So here we have over 1000, and then 31 times 125 is 3875, and as a decimal number, 3 zeros, 3 decimal numbers, so it's 3.875.